Hello everybody, this is Kevin and it's going to be the first discussion board prompt that I go through with you, so make sure you watch this video. It will really help you. First of all, you're going to be reading Staples' article here, and here's the helpful essay writing hints. I break it into the introduction, topic sentences, support, everything you need to write an essay I put in here. And you're going to need these two articles in order to complete this. But before I jump into this, let's take a look at the Staples article. I've taken this from an anthology that I used to use when I taught face-to-face, so I put it in here. So you'll read this article here. Obviously Brent Staples is the article, or the author, excuse me. And then when you cite from here, you're going to use paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. And if you're not familiar with it, go back and look at the MLA quizzes you should have done in week 3. So remember, if you quote anything in my class, first of all, it has to be a direct quote. Summarizing and paraphrasing are not allowed in my class. I need to see the direct quote, and then I need to be able to go to see where you got the information from. I'm not going to go into paraphrasing at all. And if you do paraphrase, it's going to be a 0. So let's take a look. Let's say here, where fear and weapons meet, and they often do in a murder, there's always a possibility of death. Quote, paragraph 3, period. That's how you would cite that. That way I would know. So my point here is this paragraph I've broken down by paragraphs because there were no page numbers given. Now if you locate this article and you want to use it on the internet, it may have page numbers. If it does, use page numbers. And if there's a page number, you don't use par, you don't use anything, you just use the number that's given. However, be careful. If you cite to me and your work cited, and I'll explain this again later, you found this in the Harper or Ms. Magazine 1986, it is a 0. You should be using this here. I give you all the information you need to know how to complete the works cited page. So now this came from originally from a Ms. Magazine 1986. However, finding that copy is going to be very hard. And again, I didn't even get it from Ms. Magazine. I got it from an anthology I used in my face-to-face writing courses. So, and that's why you will see when we work cited, a work from an anthology, and this is how we complete it. All the information you need I've given you here. All right, so let's go to the next part. Okay, so now I'm on 413, which is the essay writing documents, and you're going to have to open this, and you can look at the video if you want. If you open it here, the first 10 things you'll see will be the writing strategies. And my computer's running slowly. Give me 1 second here. So I just opened the document within Canvas. I would make a copy of this because this to me is the crux of writing. You can go into a textbook, you can spend a week on it, but I get right to the nuts and bolts here. So make a copy of this and use it in your former classes as well. But you're going to choose one of these 10 introductory strategies to answer this prompt. Now let's go to the prompt. Here you don't have to cite it. I know you're getting this from the class. Now make sure you cite one of these 10. People in the past who used AI don't choose one of these 10 and they end up getting 0s. So, and you're going to hear me say it over and over and over again, I am sick of AI. I would say 70% of the students are cheating. I can't stand it. Just think of the blessing you have to be able to go to school. Some students can't. But anyway, I'm off my soapbox. Let's move on. Let's go look at the prompt itself. So let's take a look. Here's the prompt. What kind of introduction? So you're going to read the Staples article, and in the beginning you're going to see the white woman is running from Staples, who is a black man. So in the beginning you may have like, oh wait, he may be trying to hurt her. But is that, if after you read the whole article, is that really what's going on here? And then you have to decide based on what you thought and then what you think after you read the article, what introduction did he use of those 10? So that's what you will use. You'll choose one of those and that'll be your topic sentence. Staples started with the introduction strategy of blank, 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 period. That would be your topic sentence. So decide which one you want. Here's how you're going to set this up in the discussion board. And I would type this on a document, but I'll show you that in a second. So, and you'll see that up above where it says how to write a formal discussion board. So your initial discussion board will always be in a formal paragraph manner. It's good practice of MLA. So you put your name, my name, the course, and then the date. Make sure you put number, month, year. If not, I take points. Title of the paragraph, do not give me the title of the assignment. Give me the title of the paragraph. In other words, what is this paragraph about? That will be the title, shortened, of course. Okay, and then here, indent 5 spaces. Just hit the tab key. If you don't indent your paragraphs, another red flag for AI. Okay, and I mean, people are using AI and they're so lazy they don't even indent. But anyway, so then set the stage. We need to give the name of the article and the author if you want to, and then the topic sentence, the topic plus the controlling idea. So the topic here is going to be, which of the 10 strategies did he use? Okay, and then you're going to say why you think that, and you have to give one quote. Where is it? Use only, one quote. Only use direct quotes, but you only need to add one citation to this. I'm going to type that in there to make sure it's clearer for you. All right, and then you have your closing sentence, and then your works cited. Remember, your works cited, the only thing you need for this is it's going to be works cited. You only need one, and it'll come from the anthology that I used to get the Staples article. Again, if you use Ms. Magazine, you're going to have to show me proof or it's a 0. Oh, here it is, requirements. Use at least one in-text citation from the Staples article. The white woman quote that I quoted up here will not count as that quote, so make sure you choose a different one. All right, and if you have questions about MLA, let me know, or you can go back, or you can look at Purdue OWL MLA. That's what I use all through my master's and doctoral classes. I didn't finish my doctorate, but I used Purdue OWL. And let's see, we're excited, that's there, okay? And this has to be at least 250 words. And then you're going to hit reply and post it here, copy and paste it, boom. And then I'll show you where you have to submit it as a document double spaced.